Welcome. This is Atcoin Day Trading Ripple, the best Elliott wave analysis, episode number 9. So today I'm going to take a brief look with you at Ripple. First, I'll talk about Ichimoku and then its latest Elliott wave count. But to start, I want to briefly talk about the price top we had in the crypto markets. So price did drop quite a lot, and some people did get liquidated, and I want to talk about liquidation. So normally there should be no reason why you should get liquidated, because you always should have a stop loss, and that stop loss should preserve capital and make sure that you only take a small loss when you're wrong. So let me give you two examples. Let's say in both examples, you have 1K, 1000 USD, and you want to trade 1000 USD. And let's say that you are willing to lose 10 USD per trade. So you're willing to use 10 USD per trade. So there are two ways of doing it. The first way is saying that your liquidation point is your stop loss. In that case, you only trade 10 USD for every trade. And if you're wrong, if you're right, you make money. But if you're wrong, you lose the entire 10 USD. But your capital is 1000. So you only lose 10 USD because your stop loss is your liquidation point. That's the first way of doing it. The second way would be that you say, I take a position of 100 USD and I still will only lose 10 USD because of my stop loss point. So you again enter your position with, this time it's not 10 USD your position, but 100. But your stop loss is close to the price and you only lose, if you're wrong, you only lose 10 USD out of the 100 you placed. So what I think that the second way is better. I think it's better to use 100 USD and only use 10 USD thanks to your stop loss. But in any case, you must preserve capital and you must make sure that if you are wrong, you can trade another day and it should not impact you. By not impacting you, I mean, you should not be obsessed about the result, and whatever happens, it should not matter. You should be fine with it. So there's no reason normally to get liquidated because you should lose a stop loss and you should only use a small amount when you're wrong. And that being said, I'm going to show you my disclaimer now, and then we take a look at the chart. Here you have my disclaimer. The link is in the description. Please read it. And also the risk warning. Take a look at it too, so that you are aware that there are risks involved in trading. I'm quickly going to show you my services. So I'm offering live Elliott wave updates for 20 USD a month. You will receive 1 to 3 updates. Most of the time is more. Today, I think it was close to between 5 or 8 updates, if not more. I think close to 8. And a lot happened. So you might want to know what is happening and what is going on. And if you're interested in getting those updates on BTC, on Bitcoin, then you just join my free Telegram group and let me know. In my updates, I also give you Ichimoku and I also give you entry points and stop loss points. It's up to you to use it. And I know that even with me providing that, it's hard for a lot of traders to implement them. And that's a normal thing, because for me, it's still hard to do it. Not hard, but I still have to work with myself. I still have to tell myself, you put a stop loss, and if it gets hit, that's fine. it doesn't matter, go on. It's still a hard thing to do. It gets easier with time, but it's still a hard thing to do. So I understand that some people ignore it and think they can do without it. But if you don't pay attention to capital preservation, you will be out of the game. You won't trade tomorrow. So you have to be good with capital preservation, because in an indicator just as Elliott wave or Ichimoku are just indicators. They are failable. They won't be right at 100% of the time. They are maybe, if you are lucky, they are right. Both of them combined are maybe right 60% of the time, but they certainly won't be right 100% of the time. And maybe they'll only right 50% of the time. But that's still fine if you do proper risk management and capital preservation. If you do that correctly, then 50% chance of being right is fine. And you tell me then I can flip a coin. Yes, you can. And there are people who make money by flipping a coin. But I think it's better using indicators that are that will help you. And Elliott wave and as well as Ichimoku will help you on the long run. And they have strength one another, that the strength of one are the weaknesses of the other one. So they complement themselves nicely. At least that's what I think. And that's why I use them. And that's why I talk about them. So if you're interested in my live updates and in the help that I provide with its help desk, you get access to my analysis and also to the help desk. And if you're interested in that, in getting entry points, exit points, stop loss points, and my analysis on Elliott wave, a screenshot of the chart and a description, very detailed description of what's happening. If you're interested, you just join my free Telegram group and let me know that you're interested, and then I will provide you the instruction on how to become a member. Now, very briefly, I want to remind you that I'll appreciate it if you like this intervention and comment. I always like reading them, especially if they are kind. And one more thing before we talk about Ripple, I just want to remind you that the crypto fear and greed index is still very low. And every time it was very low in the past, you did get a quite nice price increase. Here, 350%, from here to here, 1,460%, and from here to here, 134%. So now we are again very low, extreme fear, and the probability that price will increase are quite high. And Google Trends confirms that analysis, since we are also lower on Google Trends research. So Google Trend is confirming the fear and greed index. And that being said, I'm going to take a look at Ripple. So let me take my tool and then I'll talk about it. So here you have Ichimoku. And if we look at Ichimoku, you would have got an entry point here on that candle, because that candle closed above the cloud. That would have been your entry. And your stop loss would have been below the cloud. So here it would have been at that level. And since price did not move up, you would have kept it at that level, which would have mean you would have been here below the cloud. And on that candle, you would have been stopped out. So that would have been a loss. But if you're not too leveraged, this is only a small loss. It's a loss of a couple % that you take. It should only be a small loss on a small part of your capital. So it does not matter at all. You can keep on trading. And since here we tried to go through the twist, the Kumo twist, but we did not manage. So you would not have taken an entry point, and you still would not have gone long. You could have gone short here. Once you did get liquidated, no, I don't mean liquidated. Once you did get stopped out, you could have gone long, because then also the lagging span was free to move lower, so you could have gone short if you only use Ichimoku. If you did use Elliott wave with Ichimoku, you would not have gone short, because Elliott wave was still bullish. And now we take a close look at Elliott wave on Ripple. So here I have again my chart with the labeling on it, and we are going to discuss it together. So here we have the 4-hour chart, and then I zoom into the 1-hour chart, and we take a look at the last price move. Up here was wave B. I'm drawing very badly, but up there was a wave B. Down here was a wave C, and it was C of 2. So higher was a wave 1, and down here you have a wave 2. And the wave C did subdivide into 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves, with wave 3 being the extended one. So you can see the subdivision in wave 2, the internals. Then from the bottom of wave 5, you did get wave 1. So I didn't label it. But here there was a wave 1. Should have put it on the chart. Then you did get an A, B, and a C correction. Wave C subdivides into 5 waves, which means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves in it. And now I'm going to zoom in and show you the last move of the chart. Yeah, now we are taking a look at the 1-hour chart. And up here, we have wave 4. And now we are accomplishing wave 5. If I zoom out, you can see wave 5. I'm drawing very badly because of the new mouse that I have. Let me zoom out, and you can see wave 5, and I don't have to draw it. Okay, so that's the last move. Up here, you have the top of wave 4, and then you get wave 1, 5 waves in wave C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and down here somewhere wave 5. It is an ending diagonal, which means that wave 4 did enter the price territory of wave 1. And that would be wave C of 2. Okay, that's all I wanted to tell you today. I especially wanted to pay your attention about risk management and that you should never lose more money than you can afford to lose. So every loss should be affordable, and even if you're wrong 3, 4, 5 times in a row, it should not matter. You should still be fine because you do proper risk management. That's what I tried to explain to you with my 2 examples at the start. And if you use Ichimoku correctly and Elliott wave correctly, you should never lose more money than you can afford to lose. Now, that being said, I want to invite you, as always, to join my free Telegram group. And I'll see you on my next intervention. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.